Hi everyone, my name is Yukari and I will be making daily process videos for the month of July as I sketch in my Hobonichi Techo for World Watercolor Month. So let's get started. Today is day 29 and our prompt is Carefree. So today I decided to be carefree myself and paint in a very loose fashion. All right, so here are my supplies for today. I'm using a round brush and a palette knife. Well, it's not really a palette knife, it's just a butter knife. And I am using all of these colors today. And notice I am painting those wildflowers in a very loose way. So I start by wetting the background page and sap green and laying down some color. Now I watched a YouTube video by Debra Lyn Rosenbach who painted this amazing loose wildflowers, and most of the time I wasn't sure where she was going, but it turned out really quite beautiful. And so I'm going to try to be somewhat as loose and see where this goes. And I'm using that image as my guide. And when the page gets too wet, I use toilet paper and mop up some of that moisture. And laying down yellow, not just for the yellow flowers, but also for the orangey flowers. So using my butter knife to just kind of make expressive marks that might resemble stems. So adding yellow with green also lightens my green in places. And I'm using a combination of Pyro Scarlet and Hansa Yellow Medium for the reddish orangish color. And this is Cobalt Blue. And I was afraid that this was going to turn into mud after a while, so I'm mopping. And this happens to be phthalo green, which I hardly ever use. I want a little bit of a staining color, and the phthalo green adds a little coolness. And I'm using the reference photo as really just a guide to help me determine the colors that I want to use. And let's see, this is Cobalt Blue mixed with Quin Rose. And so now I'm using my gouache white to splatter on whites in places, and combining some of these dots to form daisy-like flowers. And I am going to be adding more white to it to make it a little more visible. Decided to add a little bit of pink flowers too. So I think this is the point at which I thought, I should just give it up. It doesn't really look like anything. But I could definitely see some flowers forming. And so just adding more colors. I think I was adding a darker purple. And I assume these are meant to be poppies, both the orange and the red. And just dotting a little bit of yellow in the center. By the way, I got my reference image from the Creative Commons website, searching wildflowers. So I watched Ms. Rosenbach use her palette knife to create these stems, and I thought, what a great idea. And I think one of things that I need to do is to darken the background a little bit. And I think, at some point that comes with practice, because if you add on a whole lot of paint on a web page, they run together and they create mud. And I think that, you just got to kind of try different things to see what works together. All right. So I'm going to add a few more details to this and then get going on my journaling. Okay, so here is my completed work. And one of the things that I did was just to kind of outline the white flowers a little bit with sap green underneath it just to suggest maybe a little shadowing background, and added a little white to my cobalt blue to make these blue flowers. Popped in more purple for here. And then I found this quote that says, like wildflowers, you must allow yourself to grow in all the places people thought you would never grow. And I talked a little bit about how this piece came to be, and how I felt doing it. And certainly it's a little bit scary, because you don't exactly know how things are going to turn out. But yeah, sometimes you just kind of trust the process and see where it goes. All right. Thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.